Hey YouTube, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Alright, it is Monday, June 10th. I'm JB, and welcome to another edition of What's On Today with Discovery Bay, home of the YouTube Comic Community Channel Guide. This is the show where I'm going to share some of my top picks from the sea of comic content that was released yesterday. Then I'm going to run down a lineup of content creators that are either releasing, premiering, or going live. And finally, to end today's show, I'm going to open a random package from that crazy, stupid pile of comics I still have left to open in a new segment titled, What's in the Box Already? So, let's get started with a quick recap of yesterday's highlights. There are links to these channels in the description below. These channels have been discovered. The first item on the recap comes from Jesse over at JLS Comics. He's been killing it with this History and Origins series, and yesterday's video titled History and Origins of Adam Warlock, How Will He Enter Marvel's MCU Phase 4? It was great! Let's take a look.
In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Adam Warlock has been teased, alluded to, Easter egged a couple of times. We've actually seen his cocoon already on more than one occasion, and it looks like, narratively, the MCU is headed full steam in his direction. The most likely place he'll appear is, of course, in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Casting rumors are already leaking out, speculation abounds on who will play him. In fact, we might do a top 10 list on him soon. Based on all this, it's the perfect time to talk all about the history and the origin of him. Now, it might be a bit confusing on the surface, as he seems to have many names and many deaths and reappearances, and we'll all make it as simple as we can here. Before we begin, though, let me thank you for watching JLS Comics, pressing play, hit that subscribe button, join this rapidly growing JLS Comics family. We upload weekly content on film, superhero, anime content, as well as a weekly live show on Thursdays. So let's get on to our Adam Warlock story. In the first Guardians film, a cocoon appeared in a chamber in the background of a scene with the Collector. The second tease is an end credit scene for Guardians of the Galaxy 2. We revisit the Golden Aisha. Aisha is the leader of the Sovereign, and she unveils her newest weapon and tells us, I think I will call him Adam.
Fantastic work, Jesse! To see this entire video and more great content from Jesse at JLS Comics, click the link right here. Okay, the last item on the recap comes from AFTA Comics channel. Alan tells us a great story about his youth while showing off some great books in a video titled Avengers 1 through 15 Out of the Bags episode number 9. Tony Toth dedication. Let's take a look.
Hello there, it's Alan, and it's time for another episode of Out of the Bags. This time we're just going to look at some Avengers annuals, giant size, and maybe the first 15 or so issues of the Avengers, of course, out of the bag. With a story, when I was in high school, I worked at a restaurant. So I worked at a restaurant called the Red Barn Inn in Blairstown, New Jersey, back in 77 and 78 and into 79 as a dishwasher. The next job I had was at Pizza Hut. I went out to Tarkio, Missouri, and there was a Pizza Hut out there. And it was really, Pizza Hut was amazing because it really was the first time that pizza was brought out to areas outside of New York. Avengers 1, $40 book, got it years ago. Heartbreak though, the guy had $60 on it. And you know, we always say take it out of the bags. And I did, and I took this one out of the bag. And lo and behold, on the very back, wah, wah, wah.
Good stuff, Alan. To see this entire video and more great content from Alan over at AFTA Comics channel, click the link right here. Okay, let's get to today's lineup and find out what's on today with Discovery Bay. All of these times are listed in both Pacific Standard Time and Eastern Standard Time, and there are channel links and timestamps in the description below. Today there are 14 shows in the lineup and 9 of them are going live. So, first up at 12 a.m. Pacific, 3 a.m. Eastern, Arrow over at High Road Comics channel is releasing a video titled Monday Mailday CGC Comic Slab Unboxing and More from High Road Comics. At 5 a.m. Pacific, 8 a.m. Eastern, over at Comics with Bueller channel, Bueller released a premiere video titled Coffee, Comics and Comments number 45, Spider-Man, Batman, and other key comic books to buy comic haul. 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern, over at the Perry Comics channel, Perry released the next edition in his Who Are They series titled Who Are They? Lobo. In this video, Perry gives us a brief backstory to Lobo, goes over some key comics if you're interested in collecting, then presents a good jumping on point if you're interested in reading the comic. Another great episode as usual from Perry. Okay, at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern, over at 3 Men in a Basement Comics and Collectibles channel, Everett is releasing a video titled 3 Men in a Basement Epic Grail Haul and Lots CGC Books. Okay, at 2:30 p.m. Pacific, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, over to the Townsend Comics channel for a premiere video titled CGC Unboxings, 6 Keys and 1 Booster Bummer. Wah wah. You know how I feel about CGC unboxings. Let's all join them in the live chat during this premiere and tell them JB sent you. Okay, next up at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, we have our next live show of the day, this time over at BUB'S Comics. Come join the fun of the No Faces comic chat, hosted by the trio of BUB'S Comics, DS Comics, and Metarog. And this chat is approved for all ages. Okay, next up at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, we get another live stream. This time from the team over at MCE, which stands for Marvelous Collectibles and Entertainment. They have a weekly live stream called That Geek Show, and this show has one of my favorite segments titled Display or Nay. You don't want to miss it. Okay, at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, over at Mr. Comics 89 channel, we should be getting another live stream. This one's titled Amazing Spider-Man Hunting Haul number 2. Let's stop by the live chat and say hello. Okay, next up at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, we get yet another live stream. This time, head over to Erod 212's channel for a stream titled Comic Haul number 136, Local Con Pickups and More. Alright, you ready? At 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, over at the Mr. GRAIL channel, he's going to be going live with the second episode in a new series titled Into the Swamp with Tank Collects. Let's show him our support, stop by the chat and say hello. Alright, next up at 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, we have yet another live stream. This time, CBSI presents Tales from the Flip Side number 71. The team at CBSI will be discussing all the latest news in the comic book speculation market. Stop in the chat to join the discussion and leave a thumbs up. Okay, at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, over at the home of the New York Warriors channel, we get a live show titled Comic Back Issues Haul. Come join Biggie's, Manny, and Mike in the chat as they share their latest pickups. Alright, the last item on the lineup and the last live show that I know about starts at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern over at Comic Core channel. We get the next edition of a live show titled Story Comic Core. Join Alec of White Whale Comics with Kenny of Comic Head 84, Jason of Comics Misexplained today, and Caleb the Comics Murphy in the chat. It should be fun. Well, that's it for today's lineup. Now for a new segment I'm calling What's in the Box Already? This is totally off script. I'm going to grab the first one off the top. It's from eBay. Ooh, I just knocked the mic. eBay. Oh, that's ironic. Okay, it looks like we got 2 Thor 12 centers, and it looks like we're going with Thor number 54 and Thor number 55. And that's interesting because I actually have 2 copies of 54, and I was going to auction one off on Saturday. But now I've got 3 copies of 54, and you'll definitely see one of those auctioned off soon. Excellent. Okay, now let me get back to the script. That was fun. Thank you for taking the time to watch me on our channel today. Please visit me on Facebook and Instagram, where I'll be posting this schedule with any ads and or changes sometime this afternoon. We've also got a Patreon page if you're interested in supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, give me a like. If you know of anyone who might be interested in this information or may want to be included in the show, please share this with them. Also, leave me a comment below on how I can improve the show or if there's a channel out there I should be watching. Now, if you're not already a subscriber, think about subscribing so you don't miss any of this great new content. Who knows? You may find your new favorite channel today. And as always, don't forget, boom, baby, we had a good time.